Alright guys, it's that time again. Which is better? Beneath the Remains by Sepultura or Hell Awaits by Slayer? Before I continue, I'm going to do something a little different. I'm going to leave links to check out Miss Metal Official. And you're probably wondering who Miss Metal Official is. She's a metalhead from Down Under who has great taste in music and a great personality, and I highly recommend you check her out. And of course I'm going to leave links to check out my Instagram page where you get to see the rest of my band merch, and link to my Twitter page where you get to see what I'm listening to. So enough about that, let's continue. So looking at Beneath the Remains by Sepultura, the band capitalized on originality in terms of their songwriting, creativity and aggression, and intensity and destruction of the senses. Out of their entire discography, none of their albums have dominated as much as this one. The production did them a great justice with everything properly mixed in the recording, and nothing felt left out, and guitarists simply feel dominated. Some concepts were also a milestone here, reflecting on the band's struggle to fit into society. They really belted out sheer intensity and aggression here. No words could describe such amazing work as this one. The album as a whole is noteworthy. Max leading the way and Andrea simply dominating in the lead department. What's most reflective here is the band's simple desire to catch such unimaginably creative riff structures, tremolo picking galore alongside a chunky and thick bar called Mania. This leads really augmented the rhythms, and they were crazy fast and technical, plus they did not drown out rhythms. Max's vocal outputs were aggressive and featured some of the backups from the band during some chorus parts. Just listen to Inner Self and Mass Hypnosis, they are noteworthy gems on this album. I also like how it's progressed from Morbid Visions, their first album, to Schizophrenia, their previous album, and with this one I think is probably their strongest album as a whole. Amazing how they got all this work recorded in just a couple of days. Like I said, everything fit together in unison, and Beneath the Remains is just an example of how bands should be original in their outputs and the importance of having good production to augment the talent in songwriting. Every single song dominates and is an original sounding. Even the bass bits were amazing. Paolo showing his talents in this department, featuring a noble tapping out solo outro riff, and Igor definitely up to par on his drums. Here they worked so hard to get everything perfect. This album I think is strong because of the intensity and originality in songwriting, and that can't be stressed enough. I also love the clean intro to this album and everything after. Every single song shows the utmost talent and superiority with the band, and it's just simply unbelievable. A true masterpiece on every front. The guitars, including the bass, the drums and the production quality. Max's vocals fit the music totally, and his aggression alongside the guitarists turned out amazingly. Some vocal effects, but they didn't overuse technology as much. Thrash metal here is as strong as amazing, and if I was you, just get the remastered edition. It just does the album justice. Own this now. Switching gears, we're going to look at Hell Awaits by Slayer. It's 1985 and Slayer have already released their debut album Show No Mercy and their EP Haunting the Chapel, but they were just a year short of releasing probably their magnum opus, Rain in Blood. So what will the band do until then? Just go into the studio and record a second album called Hell Awaits. At first it sounds like the band is going to be making a filler album as a way to keep the fans distracted while they craft Angel Death, but upon listening to it you'll find that it's anything but. The first noble thing about this album is the instruments. Now, Slayer is known for having some iconic instrumentals, but Hell Awaits has some of the best instrumental works in their discography. The guitar riffs are even more powerful than the previous releases at the time, as they have more darker and a distorted sound. The drums also beat in more technical patterns, so when it's not beating fast and aggressive, it beats in a more groovy and ritualistic patterns. Even the bass is unique, as it has a deeper sound and builds the foundation of tracks well. All of these instruments are combined to bring in a hellish atmosphere, and this album still has some of the darkest atmospheres in Slayer's album catalogue. Some of the best instruments from this album are tracks like Hell Awaits, At Dawn They Sleep and Necrophiliac. Now, the first track in particular remains one of the best intros in a Slayer album, as its haunting vocals in the intro and the aggressive guitar riffs beating the drums provide an atmosphere of pure chaos. Each track has its own speciality and makes the instrumental sound awesome, and they connect together to form a dark atmosphere. Another excellent part of this album is the vocals. Tommy Ryan's vocals in the previous releases were great, but he starts off, he's gaining hella weights. His voice has more power and might in it, and he shouts at a faster pace. One of his better vocal moments is in the first track, where a Rayard screams out the lyrics extremely fast. This makes his anger feel genuine and is fitting for extreme instruments and atmosphere. Another excellent vocal moment is in the track Praise or Death, where Tom is chanting the lyrics. The vocals on the track feel more powerful than in most other tracks and enhance the atmosphere and giving it a more strong and grand feel. Tommy Ryan's vocals on this album are overall amazing. They just further execute the album's hostile tone. Even the lyrics on the album are above average. Just look at the lyrics to Crypts of Eternity and they go, I have seen the dark and depths of hell, sorcery beyond the witch's spell, robbed the crypts of death's eternity, killed the priest and cursed him endlessly. Recalls the experience by explaining how the spells from a witch cursed the priest. The way the lines are worked to make the curses feel brutal and graphic, and these lyrics are further executed by Tom's chanting and the more complex structure the track goes for. Another excellent lyrical moment on this album is the Necrophiliac. The lyrics are a bit basic, but the furious atmosphere of the track makes the actions of Necrophile feel more savage and wicked. The lyrics are very descriptive and poetic, and the execution on the tracks is just perfect. And for all of these reasons, it's easy to see why many consider Hellaway's as one of the greatest albums out there. The instrumentals are excellent and the vocals are unique and amazing, and the lyrics are some of the best Slayer has to offer. This album is amazing overall and it is recommended to anyone who enjoys metal with hellish themes. So there you have it. Let me know in the comments down below what you thought was the better album. Thanks for watching and I'll see you next time.